Christopher Reeve. Our Superman. Christopher Reeve was born September 25, 1952. The oldest of two sons born to Franklin D. Reeve, a novelist, translator, and university professor, and Barbara Pitney Lamb Johnson, a journalist. Reeve's parents were divorced when he was about 4 years old, and he moved with his mother and brother to Princeton, New Jersey. His very first role was in a Princeton Theater Company production of Gilbert and Sullivan's The Yeoman of the Guard, and after that experience, Reeve was hooked. By the time he was 16, he was a true professional with an Actors Equity Association membership card and an agent. After graduating from high school in 1970, Reeve attended Cornell University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in English and music theory in 1974. Meanwhile, he continued his drama education, serving as a backstage observer at both the Old Vic in London, England, and the Comédie Française in Paris, France, before enrolling in the Juilliard School for Drama in New York City to pursue graduate studies. Reeve's first major acting assignment came shortly after his graduation from Cornell, when he joined the cast of the television soap opera Love of Life. He remained with the program for 2 years, during which time he also performed on stage in the evenings with various New York City theater companies, including the Manhattan Theater Club and the Circle Repertory Company. In 1975, Reeve headed to California and won his first movie role, a bit part in a 1978 nuclear submarine disaster movie titled Gray Lady Down. But when no other work was forthcoming, he returned to New York City and appeared in an off-Broadway play that opened in January 1977. As a young man, Christopher Reeve had played a few roles, but his big break came when he got a call to audition for the role of Superman. The director and producers of the movie had actually been searching for the right actor to play the role for 3 years without any luck. They eventually offered the part to Reeve only 35 days before filming was due to begin. At first, Reeve didn't think he had much of a chance of landing the part, even though he was 6 feet 4 feet tall. He feared he would be too skinny. Producers suggested he wear fake muscles under the suit, but he refused. He instead started an intense 2-month training program, which added 14 kilograms to his 86 kilograms frame. When the first Superman movie came out, Reeve was an instant megastar. Not wanting to miss out on his star power, the studios had him return to the role again 3 times. When Superman premiered in December 1978, it met with almost universal critical praise and box office success. Suddenly, Reeve was a megastar with all of the baggage that entailed, including countless demands on his time, a total loss of privacy, and the danger of being offered only similar roles to the Man of Steel. Superman 2, which Reeve had agreed to do when he signed on for the first film, was spectacularly successful upon its debut in mid-1981. The critics also liked it, with some even saying that it was better than the first movie. Throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, Reeve enjoyed an increasingly busy film career. Besides reprising his most famous role in Superman 3 1983 and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace 1987, which he also helped write, Reeve appeared in about a dozen other pictures, including Somewhere in Time 1980, Death Trap 1982, Noses Off 1992, The Remains of the Day 1993, and Village of the Damned 1995. While filming the first 2 Superman movies in England, Reeve began a 10-year relationship with modeling executive Guy Exton. They had a son, Matthew Exton Reeve, on December 20, 1979, and a daughter, Alexander Exton Reeve, in December 1983. Both were born in London, England. In February 1987, Reeve and Guy Exton separated amicably with joint custody of their children, and Reeve returned to New York. Matthew and Alexander remained in London with their mother, and often spent their holidays with Reeve. In June 1987, Reeve met his future wife Dana Morosini, a singer and actress. By 1991, they were living together, but Reeve, remembering his parents' painful divorce and other failed marriages in his family, could not bring himself to commit. After they almost broke up, Reeve began about a year of therapy, primarily to talk through his fears about marriage. Then one night during dinner, he said, "I just put down my fork and asked her to marry me." They were married on April 11, 1992, and their son William was born on June 7, 1992. On May 27, 1995, Christopher Reeve's world changed. He broke his neck when he was thrown from a horse, headfirst, during an equestrian competition in Culpeper, Virginia. His injury had caused paralysis from the shoulders down. He would no longer feel sensation in 90% of his body, and he could no longer breathe on his own, and would need to use a ventilator. With Reeve's characteristic grit and determination, he set about the task of putting his life in order. He mastered the art of talking between breaths of his ventilator. He learned how to use his specialized wheelchair, which he commands by blowing puffs of air into a straw-like control device. Reeve astounded his friends and admirers by making his first public appearance on October 16, 1995, in an awards dinner held by the Creative Coalition, wherein he introduced his longtime friend, Robin Williams, who was being honored for the work he had done on behalf of the group. Christopher Reeve and Robin Williams' friendship is one of the most enduring relationships in Hollywood. The pair met in 1973 as roommates at the Juilliard School in New York City. Their careers later took off at the same time in the late 1970s. After his paralyzing horse riding accident in 1995, Reeve revealed that his spirits were lifted after his old friend paid him a surprise visit. "My old friend had helped me know that somehow I was going to be okay," wrote Reeve in his autobiography, Still Me, in 1999. The book spent 11 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list in 1999. One of his many legacies is the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, which has raised tens of millions of dollars for research. He also opened the Christopher and Dana Reeve Paralysis Resource Center, which is devoted to teaching people with paralysis to live more independently. On October 10th, he was given an antibiotic to treat his infected pressure sore, but that night, he went into cardiac arrest. He fell into a coma, and 18 hours later, passed away at the age of 52. His wife, Dana, headed the Christopher Reeve Foundation after his death. Although a non-smoker, she was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2005 and died at age 44 on the 6th of March 2006. After her death, the foundation was renamed the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. Today, all three of Reeve's children, Matthew, Alexandra, and William, serve as the board of directors for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation.